Your eyes shouldn't deceive you like that.
Oh, no question.
My eyes don't deceive. That boy, he go ball.
You? What if you put Calvin Johnson? You put Calvin Johnson in number 6? Like, what's wrong with you, man? Why you do not have Calvin Johnson? The guy
One thing we have to keep in mind is that, and we talked about it on the show,
But at the same time, it comes from 2 different points.
Then all of a sudden, you want to say, oh, well, you know,
I think for me, I don't know if I can speak for everybody else.
This is Dead End Sports.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Dead End Sports. The NFL season is about to kick off, and like we did last year, we're bringing you our top position players of the year, the DES Top 5 wideouts for 2015. Before I get into it, make sure you please subscribe to the channel. Head over to Blogtalkradio. You know what? You can actually follow us on there too. So follow us too. We're building a nice little following up there. But I know it's not typically known for that, but follow us so you can keep track of the shows. Or just come back every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, blogtalkradio.com/DeadEndSports, so you can sign up for the newsletter. Also, just to give you a taste of what the show is like, I'll be dropping excerpts here and there on the channel, so you can hear what we talk about, because that's where a lot of action takes place, and there's a lot of disagreements. It's the place where sports opinions collide. The 6th man on Dead End Sports, he fills in for some of us whenever we can't make it. He does a great job. So because of that, and he's been with us for about a year, we want to definitely make sure we highlight his top position players as well. So before I kick things off to the crew, I'm going to go ahead and list his top 5 wide receivers. And he's known as Q, at Q Got No Rings on Twitter. Number 5, he has Julio Jones. Number 4, Calvin Johnson. Jordy Nelson is 3rd. Dez Bryant is 2nd. And Antonio Brown is 1st. FIFO, right in front of me. 12 Kyle. Make sure you check out his show every Wednesday.
Birdman hand rub. We talking about receivers today, baby.
Oh yeah, he was a receiver.
Yeah.
He was a receiver.
We talking about receivers.
Back in the day. Oh, FIFO was a quarterback. We didn't have that in the
5'6" quarterback, best under 5'8" quarterback.
And the Heisman folk are.
I mean, shoot. Goodness gracious. These dragonflies are like, right, like they just chilling. I know, like what the heck? I'm here coming around my face and ears and stuff. Jesus Christ, see, which is another one.
All right, so Heisman 430. Who's your 5, man?
Well, okay, number 5 I got Julio Jones, but number 4 I got into the hype. I got Odell Beckham at number 4. I think he just think he played 12 games last year and he was still like top 7, top 6 in reception yards and receptions. So that's quite impressive. So you give him a full season, I think he's gonna break out. Especially if you got them worrying about Victor Cruz on the other end of the field. Number 3 I got Dez Bryant. Number 2 I got Calvin Johnson. Number 1 I got Antonio Brown.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off by saying you already know I do not reward injury, so I did not put
Which is the stupidest rule in the world.
You only missed 3 games.
You only missed 3 games.
It was like number 16 yards and all of that. So with that being said, and Megatron he just wasn't himself last year. He only missed 3 games, but he wasn't healthy. Am I the only one that saw that?
We'll talk about it.
I didn't put him in my top 5 because of that. Now, number 5, I got Jordy Nelson. I think he's. I'm not gonna.
What is Megatron? Oh,
I know. I just say he just needs a healthy year. Be with you. Number 4, I got Odell Beckham Jr. Number 3, I got Julio. Number 2, I got Antonio Brown. Number 1, I got Dez Bryant.
This is always kind of personal for me. Having played the position, so I still feel like I'm a wideout even though I'm old. Number 5, I got Thomas from Demaryius Thomas, Bebe Thomas. Number 4, Quintorius Jones, Julio Jones. Number 3, Dez Bryant. Number 2, Calvin Johnson. And number 1, Antonio Brown.
I'm with OBJ, just not yet. So my 5 is Jordy Nelson comes in at number 5. It's a bad white boy.
Yeah, he is.
It's a bad white boy.
He's just bad, period.
But
he's just bad.
Nah, I'm giving him the color.
Yeah, no.
I'm giving him the color. Julio Jones, Megatron, 3rd. Antonio Brown second, and I'm with FIFO. Des Bryant will be the #1 wide receiver in the NFL this year.
For me, I was going between Antonio Brown, Des Bryant. Antonio Brown, Des Bryant. And to me, what separated them was the stuff you can't teach that Des Bryant just naturally has. You know what I'm saying? I think next to Megatron, like just naturally, this guy was born to play the position. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I had to put him #1. But Antonio Brown, like I was not expecting the type of season he had at all. Not like that.
Did he make anybody's list last year?
Nope.
Yeah,
He didn't make
I didn't
no
think
one's
so.
list last year.
I didn't think so.
He ain't even scratching on his top
He
five.
carried my fantasy team.
Oh yeah, he carried a lot of people's fantasy squads last year. Oh yeah.
Anybody that puts Dez at #1, I won't disagree. I had him at 3, but I think you could probably flip-flop these guys. But Antonio Brown, man, I think one of the things that was really impressive about him was the fact that in that offense, as we mentioned in the other video, that they ran the ball a lot and they threw it and been through the ball a lot. I think Le'Veon Bell, he had 120 something. Le'Veon Bell had 83.
Yeah.
So that speaks not only to the quarterback but the offense that you have. And I mean, when he needed when they needed a first down, Antonio Brown was the man. So I had to give it to him, man. He's the best receiver in the game. Plus, he's small. You got to go with the small guy.
He's quick off the line, incredible route runner.
Great route.
He just gets open every single time. You can't guard him. But like FIFO, I think the reason why I didn't have him first, Dallas ran the ball a lot last year. Des Bryant only caught the ball 88 times, and he still had 1,300 yards, and he 16 touchdowns. He led the receivers in touchdowns. Without DeMarco Murray, they're going to throw it a lot more this year.
Yeah.
Imagine if Des Bryant had 129 receptions.
And he's going and keep in mind, a lot of those passes that he caught, he gets double teamed, sometimes triple teamed. So I mean, and that's nothing for him.
And that's why I had to put him #1 because you can't, like Megatron, there's nothing you can do because he just has a God-given ability to just get the route.
Right.
And that's what they pay him for. And that's what he does. And he does it better than everybody except Megatron. Exactly. It's so physical.
Now, Megatron, man.
There we go.
I mean, this is worse than the D Rose.
Beat us all.
Man,
It's worse than the D Rose
to
argument.
me, when I watched Megatron all year, he didn't look the same. He just did not look the same. His stats dropped significantly. Yeah, he only missed 3 games, but how many did Odell miss and what type of numbers did he put up? Calvin's in that class. He didn't do that. So to
Calvin,
and I understand that. No, I get that.
He gonna eat
but
right
what
now.
I'm saying is, based off of him missing them 3 games and his limited production, and he just didn't look right. He just didn't look
but he
right.
still had over 1,000 reception yards.
I know, but he just ain't look right, man. But if he's healthy, of course he's 5.
Why did Odell miss games again?
Injury.
Performance?
No,
Injury.
He was hurt.
Say that again.
but he got the numbers, man. He got better numbers than Calvin.
Your logic flawed,
But
people.
barely
It
though.
is,
Like it's
man.
not like it's not like
flawed
it's a
now.
huge
I gotta say,
difference.
man.
It's not like it's a big difference. Like okay, Odell Beckham had 700 more reception yards than Calvin Johnson. Their numbers are damn near
Calvin
like
is number
identical.
6 right now. Like if we had a top 10, Calvin be in the top 10.
Calvin Johnson.
I really didn't expect anybody to have him less than 3.
Right, exactly. Like he's like the same stuff you was like going off about him about last year. It's like he's still in the game. It's not like he missed 4 games.
Now,
It's not like he only played 4 games.
I struggle with Bebe Thomas and Jordy Nelson because I love watching Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson is bad. Like I said, he don't drop the ball. He always seems to be open, and there are times in the game where Rodgers is going to him. Everybody in the stadium knows, and he finds a way to get open.
But look, everybody's top 5 wide receiver had a top 10 quarterback in our list.
That's true.
There's a reason. There's a reason for that.
Except for Calvin Johnson.
Calvin.
Calvin.
Based on our rankings this year, except Calvin Johnson. And back to Megatron real quick. Eli wasn't sacked 45 times. So Calvin's numbers were affected by that. I would argue. And I got the numbers, man. Odell Beckham, 91 receptions, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, 16 receptions, over 20 plus yards. Missed 4 games. Megatron, he missed 3. Quarterback was a little off. I think that affected his production. he still has 71 receptions, 1,000 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns, 16 20-plus yard receptions. Imagine if he had the 91 receptions.
I feel you.
You know what Calvin Johnson can do.
And I feel you. He's number 6 on my list right now if we had a top 10.
But I mean, but you understand, people are going to be upset the fact that
I don't think so.
I mean, but Odell Beckham Jr. Now, and don't get me wrong,
And I
Think about it. Think about it.
That's what you said.
Twitter.
I fell into the hype.
Yeah, but and don't get me wrong, I love him. I just don't know that coming off a rookie year, I'm gonna put him ahead of Jordy Nelson. I'm gonna put him ahead of Calvin Johnson. No, I'm not. And I love Odell Beckham Jr.
He's one of my favorites.
And I watched him in college. I didn't think he'd be this good this soon, but no, I'm not putting him up there.
Based off what my eyes saw in 2014, I'm like, yo, this dude. You know, y'all talked about him having the greatest catch ever. Whatever it is, like, but no, I think he's gonna be nice, man. I really do think Odell Beckham will have a good. I said I fell into the hype, so the hype it consumed me. So I'm like, okay, I had to put him in.
But you know,
and I feel bad putting him over Jordy Nelson. I do, but I just fell into the hype.
But it's not just hype, man. Look, he has a championship quarterback. He has a championship head coach. Yeah. He has other weapons that complement what he does best.
Cruz and
it's not hype. There's a machine and there's a product.
But you know how funny football. But you know how funny football is, though.
There'll be, and I see what you're saying, but there'll be some that'll say, well, he just did it 1 year.
Okay, that's fine. Your eyes shouldn't deceive you like that.
No question.
My eyes don't deceive. That boy, he gonna ball.
What did you put Calvin Johnson? You put Calvin Johnson at number 6. Like, what's wrong with you, man? Why you not have Calvin Johnson? We clearly argue that he is the best receiver. And the reason why he's not on number 1 just because of his stats. But other than that, I mean, I would probably I had him at number 2. He would be number 1 if it weren't for Antonio Brown's phenomenal season. Dude, it's freaking Megatron. That's Megatron.
All right, well, I think that's all that needs to be said. We still a little confused, but it's his list, and you know it'll stay his list. You can't argue with Odell Beckham Jr. But give me your 5 again, just one more time. I gotta see who you left off.
Jordy, Odell, Julio, Antonio Brown, Dez Bryant. Megatron 6.
Was Julio easy, real quick? I'll tell you, the only reason he made my list, 31 receptions over 20+ yards. That was it.
Yeah, he carried that offense.
Yeah.
Okay. He carried that offense. And it wasn't, that's not saying a lot, but he carried that offense.
That's saying a lot when you carry the NFL offense.
It does.
Well, I guess if you look at where the Falcons were projected to be when the season started, and they had so many injuries.
And here's the thing, the reason why I put Julio that high is because Julio, unlike some of these other wide receivers, no matter who you put at quarterback, he gonna do what he does.
Because Calvin Johnson went to the at least Calvin Johnson was in the postseason. Julio Jones only won 4 games.
I told you he wasn't done.
Same reason you just made for Julio, you can say the same thing about Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, look at last year, man.
Oh man,
that's messed up. Messed up QB and he's still balling out. He been balling out his whole life. With a messed up QB. With Matthew Stafford at quarterback. And this dude is still top #1 receiver, man.
And ball right there with that tech. With a messed up QB.
Don't even got him in his top 5. Jesus Christ. I don't know what's going on. Hey, stop the video.